Welcome to Northwest Profiles, a look at people, places, and events of interest in the inland Northwest.
The Spokane Symphony Orchestra's principal player of the double bass is Russian émigré Roma Vayspapir. Before joining the Spokane Symphony, Roma was a member of both the Leningrad Philharmonic and Symphony Orchestras. He was trained in one of Russia's finest music schools. Roma discovered his love for music as a child, living in the small town of Polotsk.
When I was 7 or 8 years old, my parents, they took me to some movie in a cinema. And before the movie, very often in Russia played small orchestra, and they played, probably they played very well, because I said, oh, it's so beautiful, it's so nice, I want to play violin. And we had in our town a music school, and I started to play, and it was nice for me. In 2 years I played pretty well. In couple years happened the war between Russia and Germany, and our town was under German army just almost in a week. And we moved from this town to South Russia. We were in Tashkent, if you know. It is a pretty big city in South Russia. It is Uzbekistan. And wartime was very hard for us, for our family. My dad died. My mom worked very hard. Even 1 year we didn't work to the school. We didn't go to the school because we didn't have dress. We was hungry. And I, of course, I didn't play and I didn't study music for 4 years.
After the war, at age 15, Roma moved to Leningrad to begin his professional violin training. He found that the years away from his instrument would prevent him from ever playing the violin professionally.
Here in the United States, you can go to some music school, and if you are not very able to play, you are not very talented, you can study. It's your choice. In Russia, sometimes, if you are not very well, please, your place is very, very, many people want to have your place. Be out, and some another will come, and he will play better than you. It is the reason what I didn't play violin anymore, because I didn't play almost 5 years. The war was 5 years, and I didn't play violin. I even didn't have violin. And when I came to Leningrad and I played audition, it was like 5 years ago. My level was like 5 years ago. And committee said, well, you are very good, but it is too late. You can't be violin player. It is too late.
Roma's teacher said that he was the right age to begin playing double bass. The teacher urged Roma to try this new instrument.
First time I said, well, I don't like this so big instrument. I would like to play violin or viola or even cello. But my teacher was great in this case, and in a couple months I played already, and I loved more and more my instrument.
Roma auditioned for and then joined the Leningrad Philharmonic Orchestra. With the orchestra, he traveled to many European countries, to Japan and the US. After 25 years with the Philharmonic, Roma moved to the Leningrad Symphony Orchestra as principal double bass player. He stayed 5 years. His conductor was the famous Yuri Timirkonov.
He's very good conductor. I liked him very much. But we have difficulties in our job, in our work, in our symphony, and he needed to leave our orchestra. And if you will ask me why I left Russia, it's very hard to explain, because it's a lot of questions was involved in that decision. But one of them, it's because I lost my music director, my lovely music director, Yuri Timirkonov.
In 1980, Roma and his wife and son emigrated to Houston, Texas. After living in northern Russia for so long, they found the extreme heat and humidity of Houston to be too much. After a year, they moved to Spokane, and Roma joined the Spokane Symphony, again as principal double bass player. Roma has two basses, one to play in the orchestra and the other for solo performing.
I got this bass just before I left Russia, because I had very good two instruments in Russia, but in that time, I don't know what's going on right now, in that time we couldn't take good instruments from Russia. If it is good instruments, it is belongs to the government, to the people, to the country. You know, it doesn't matter what you bought it and it's yours. This one I brought from Russia, and it was made in Russia. It is not very good quality, but it sounds very good because I made a lot of things to improve the sound. You know, I know what I have to do with a sound post, with a bridge, with the strings, you know, and we can make even any instrument we can make pretty good, and we can do it pretty well.
The bass that Roma plays in the orchestra is an Italian-made instrument which he purchased in New York. The Spokane Symphony travels much less extensively than the Leningrad Philharmonic, and Roma likes it that way. Now he has time for other interests, such as teaching. He is an instructor of double bass at Eastern Washington University. His students are very enthusiastic about learning one-on-one from a world-renowned musician. Roma brings to his classes elements of his own rigorous training. At the same time, he appreciates the more relaxed nature of training in the U.S.
I think it is very good system, you know, because in Russia, if you start to play on music instrument or you prefer some profession, it's very hard to change then if you don't like it anymore. Very hard to change. Here you can see in a half year, in 1 year, you can see if you don't like it, you're welcome, you can change. It's very comfortable. It's very good.
Roma also enjoys taking existing pieces of music and writing arrangements of them for the double bass. He has produced an album with the Spokane String Quartet and pianist James Edmonds. Entitled Tromorai, the album contains some of Roma's favorite pieces, Baroque and Romantic works by Bach, Mozart, Chopin, and others. His life was changed early on by the hardships of war, but with his talent and resilience, he has earned applause and respect worldwide. And music lovers in the inland Northwest can rejoice in the fact that the former principal double bass player of the Leningrad Symphony Orchestra plans to stay here.
I was many times in United States, in other countries, and I knew how difficult is immigration life. I knew it. But you know, right now, after 8 years in the United States, I can tell you, very good. I'm very glad what we did it.
If you have a topic for Northwest Profiles, send it to KSPS TV, South 3911 Regal, Spokane, Washington, 99223. Northwest Profiles is a presentation of KSPS TV.